ADHD thoughts while driving. One thing, I heard that it's kind of an ADHD person's favorite thing to just get long drives in by yourself. I love it, man. I got all manner of stimulation coming in. I've got podcasts, I got music, I got YouTube videos that I listen to on audio. I don't watch the video because I'm a safe driver. I got looking out the scenery. Everything's changing, everything's novel. And if it's the same old drive, like the commute, then my mind just tunes out the the repetitive nature, and I'm like totally into the music and the podcasts and the geeking out. And then playing around with Chat GPT. Who here has got ADHD and has found Chat GPT to be the endless source of novelty? You got some signal, you got the ability to talk text, and then you got it to read back to you. I go, what about this? What about that? Why this? Why that? If that's the answer, then why the next thing? On and on and on and on and on and on and on. I even got to where I'm paying for the more premium version so that I can get even more questions, better answers, and then ask it to do even more complicated things. Sometimes I just start business planning. I start to go like, if I wanted to start a coffee shop, whatever. If I wanted to start a freaking lawn care business, if I wanted to and then you ask it questions that are like, what does everybody in this mindset not consider that would change their mind? And then it just keeps giving you because it's so confident in itself, it's just like, for sure. And even if it's full of crap, you're like, but I'm not gonna make my life choices on it. Then I got into thinking about, investment advice. And it's just like, what's a collateralized debt object? I don't know, just things that you hear that you don't know and you never really wanted to ask because you don't even know how to ask the question, and then the person explain it to you would be like, dude, you don't even understand. So then you tell Chat GPT, okay, explain it to me like I'm 5. Explain it to me like I'm a high schooler. Tell me how I would explain it to somebody else. Tell me how you think that it should be. So, excuse me, I was talking to my buddy, and he was telling me he's been lagging on getting something important done for his life advancement. I'll keep him anonymous. And he's been diagnosed with ADHD just recently, and he's like early 60s. And, I kind of feel like that's the no wonder I fill in the blank. When you get that ADHD diagnosis late, or you finally accept your diagnosis late, like I did 15, 18, 20 years ago. I don't know. I always say 10 years ago. Time is irrelevant, man. People are always like, what'd you do last weekend? And I was like, I'm pretty sure that I know what I did this morning, but I don't know what day it is just yet. And you've asked me to go somewhere in a time space that I'm like, ugh. So anyway, my buddy, he got an ADHD diagnosis. And I know him, he's not a big researcher. He's, he does not Google stuff as much as I do, or use chat or something like that. So his diagnosis, I think to some extent is it's a dead end diagnosis. Boom, ADHD, here's Ritalin or whatever. And as anybody here who's tried to medicate and, tweak and find the whatever solution, he is on the beginning of a long journey. And if you're not super one to read all the books and, compare all the notes and expertise, then it's gonna, it could be pretty baffling until somebody tells you, did you know that not doing the thing you need to do for work, getting a certification for work that will really benefit you, huge rewards. Do you know that not doing that is a normal and completely expected, condition, symptom, or consequence of ADHD? And that's where you're like, oh, no wonder I have missed out on 8 million, billion, zillion opportunities to get ahead because I saw it was there and I just couldn't, grab it. So, self-compassion, right? Hey, you didn't know you had ADHD. That's not your fault. The world doesn't really teach ADHD awareness like, it might. There's so many things that are hard in life that there's awareness campaigns built in the cultural, I don't want to say like that ADHD is like arthritis, but there's a ton of arthritis. You start to get arthritis, there's like a whole arthritis management plan, like right at your fingertips. You got an ACL injury, no question. 100 billion answers to how do you live a life with an ACL injury and wind surgery and all that, right? Cancer. Many things like this comes with just like, okay, and here's the volumes of knowledge for you to arm yourself so now you can go forward with the best possible outcome. ADHD, I don't feel is that way. And in a large part, it's, to me, it makes sense that even if it's there, I'm not going to read it until it's urgent. It's got to be easy to read. It's got to be it's got to hit the headlines, hit the punchy notes. It's got to be got a lot of engagement factor. I'm like, dude, give me the bullet points. I think a lot of ADHD people are like, I just want the bullet points. I will ask more questions. One of those things they said a long time ago when I was learning to do like public speaking and give presentations, was like, oh, with your PowerPoint, just hit the highlights on the PowerPoint. Don't write your talk on the PowerPoint and then read off of it. I'm like, okay, that should be that's a across the board thing for ADHD audiences, I think, So, as you can tell, I don't have a script and I don't have a plan on what I'm going to talk about. I just have like a feeling. And in that case, I am not giving you the bullet points or hitting like, I'm going into the details, I'm sidetracking. This is part of the problem of being an ADHD speaker, is that I'm in complete novelty. All my ideas are fun. I'm sharing them to this imaginary crowd, maybe real, who knows who's watching this. I'm in my car. I have no idea if anybody's going to watch this channel. I have no idea if I'll even keep this channel going because I've not kept most things going. And after a while, if I lose the, excitement about reaching out to people because maybe I get no viewers, then I am literally just talking to myself right now and filming myself talking to myself. So anyway, go easy on ourselves. We were born this way. It's a physical condition of the brain. It's not our fault. The world is not really well equipped to love up on us. For sure, we're annoying in a lot of ways. For sure, we're baffling to our loved ones. Think, how could you let these beautiful opportunities slip through your fingers? How could you not try harder? How could you not grab that, grab the bull by the horns? Like, man, until that bull is about to either run through me or run me off a cliff, I am not going to grab nothing. Then suddenly I'll be the best grabber there ever was. And I will be the expert on bullhorns grabbers, and I will tell you all about it, and I will talk nonstop about just grabbing the bull by the horns and how that's an idiom and a metaphor and an actual thing and where it came from and who coined it and what other countries have different versions of the same story. I will go down that rabbit hole gladly, but not until there's some huge consequence, eminent consequence, right? Urgency. That's one of the big things that I keep hearing is urgency, consequences, deadlines, fear, boom, into action, right? I think adrenaline is a tremendous, it's adrenaline. Let's just say it's adrenaline. Adrenaline, cortisol, whatever the juices are that flow when you're scared, when you're fight or flight, there, dude, I think ADHD brain is like, I want to be in fight, flight all the time is good. So I think when I don't eat, because I don't eat, I'll just like make some sort of sport about being like, oh, I haven't eaten yet today, I forgot to eat. Cool, let's see how much further I can go, because now now it's novel. Now there's like a thing, a thing to beat that, I don't know if everybody relates to wanting to not be a slave to their compulsions. So like eating for me is like, oh, I don't want my body to be telling me what to do, because on the other hand, if I just indulge in what my body wants, I'll eat just terribly. junk food. My favorite thing is just to go to the taqueria and just like pig out on chips and salsa and burritos. You know, all that great, just stuff it in feeling. Or it's, I haven't eaten and it's a point of pride. My stomach is like in a knot. I have like finally gotten past the like brutal hunger pangs. Is it a pang or a pain? There's some of these things in life where nobody ever stopped and be like, dude, it's pang. It's P-A-N-G. You know, well, I'm driving, so I can't do etymology, you know, look in the roots of words and where they come from. But you know, I might later if I ever remember this conversation happened and I had that. What was that thing I want to look up? All right, so at this point, anybody's watching this, thank you. If I can be helpful, please comment. Not for me. I want to get some community going here, you know? I'll figure it out. Or I won't. It's my channel. Okay, later.